Hi guys, Lord Allen in the shed. What we've been doing this week, well, this week and last week, we've been very busy last week, as well as this week. What I need to say, where do I start? It's seriously, it's been busy. First off, I went to this show at the NEC. It was one of them last minute things. Well, it was Thursday when I decided to go on the Sunday. So I believe from the films I've seen, there's a lot of people who were there on the Saturday to witness the Pete Watersman's layout, getting the certificate for Guinness World Record for the portable layout. A lot of people went for that. Anyway, I thought, no, I'll go on the Sunday. It should be a bit quieter, which it was. Wasn't too bad at all, actually. But I met lots of people, and I got a story on that one in a minute. Anyway, so I walks in, and I'm mingling, sort of thing, and I went to see Chris Bauer on the West Hill Wagon Works. Now, if you see the control here, yeah? Oh, I'll have to come down a bit. Bear with me. Right there, that'll do. West Hill Wagon Works makes this orange bracket for these. It fits this perfect. And he says, I know, Al, he said, I've got something for you there. And fair dues, works perfect. Spot on. So if you've got a GAUGEMASTER Prodigy type, you can get a proper holder for it. So, simple. Now the next thing I did was go to GAUGEMASTER, and it's a game changer. Absolute game changer. Now, GAUGEMASTER do a new track rubber, yeah? And this was, did I take the label off? I took the label off. It was under £10 anyway, for a big block like that. This is a track rubber game changer, okay? And to prove this, if you go to Mike at Model Railways Unlimited, he did a scientific test with these, with the Pico, the old GAUGEMASTER, and this new one. And he did it with a microscope, what the rails look like after you've scrubbed them with one of these. And it's a game changer. This, it's a must-have, boys. Absolute must-have, the new one, the new GAUGEMASTER one. And Mike proves it. What I'll do, I'll put a link into the description, and then you can pop over there and it's straight into it, and he shows you the difference between what a Pico damage does to the old GAUGEMASTER does to it, and the new one doesn't do any damage whatsoever. It polishes the track. Fantastic. I believe it's it says on here, what's it made of? Aluminium oxide. Okay, so that's that. Mike proves that it works perfect. Okay, so don't take my word for it, but I've tried it, no issues. It's fantastic. Okay, moving on to the next little thing. When I went to see Chris Hunt and Chris Bauer on West Hill Wagon Works. Anyway, remember the Great Western train with the big gaps on the Class 43? The fag packet delivery. Well, I got a set of couplings to fix that. And yes, that's in the film as well. And it works perfect. You won't get any better than what it is, I'll tell you. Otherwise, every time you come to a corner, it'll just derail everything. But I'll show you how close it is, even on a third radius, because mine's third and fourth radiuses. So you'll see how close they are. So you won't get it any better than what it is. Okay? And it's a simple fix. What's the next thing? I went and seen. Oh, I met. Oh, who did I meet? Charlie Bishop was there. You got to have a laugh with Charlie. He's great fun. Andy Hudson from Worley Model Club. Andy from March West Junction. There was another guy. Can't remember his name. So we having a right old natter, and as well the two people come to see me, and we had a chat, and this other guy rushed up to me and he taps me on the shoulder. He says, Al, he says, and he points his mobile phone in front of me on a gimbal thing, you know, and he says, "You're live. Say hello to everybody." So, I'm doing a live thing on a Sunday. Oh, it was nuts. So then we were wandering around. So I'll go and see Richard at on the Cura scale, yeah, New Junction. So me and him were having a right old natter. And this is true. Richard will tell you this is what happened. I'll tell you. We were having a natter, and next thing I gets this on my shoulder. So, seriously, as I turn, I go, the wife's here now. Anyway, the wife's just been down with lunch. I had crumpets, yeah? Tea and crumpets. So I got me tea and crumpets. Anyway, where was I? I'm as bad as Robert when it comes to tea. Anyway, so I get this tap on my shoulder. Absolutely true, this, right? And as I turned, instant thought into my head. Didn't say anything, I just thought it. I thought, Jesus. I went, "Yowza, this is a good looking Sheila." And she goes, just as I'm thinking this, and I'm turning to see who it is, she goes, "Got a bone to pick with you." I'm sure Richard from Cura was pissing himself laughing at this. I didn't know what to expect, and she goes, "Got a bone to pick with you." What's that about? I start laughing, thinking I'm nervous here. Step back one pace, wait for the handbag. She says, "Remember when I had this T-shirt on this? Yeah, the shit is full because Lord Al's Lavy's knackered." When I did that in the intro months ago, wasn't it? Apparently your husband jumped out of the chair and said, "Wife, I want one of them T-shirts." She says, "You caused me a no end of hassle trying to get one of these." Anyway, he got one in the end. And she says, "He's a bit shy, like he wouldn't come and see me." So anyway, he eventually comes and we have a natter. But it was great fun at the time. And I thought, oh, jeez. I don't know what Richard was thinking. But that was great fun. But that's how the day goes with me. No sooner I'd done that, and I said, "I'll see you later, Richard." And these couple went off, and I gave them a card, I think I did. And then this lad with the phone comes running round again. He says, "Still on live stream," he goes. Jesus. "What do you think of the show, Al?" I thought, Jesus, that's all you need, isn't it? Oh, but it was great fun. But that's why we go out to meet people. It's great fun. And this is what happens. It gets when you're meeting people. You always have a great time, or great fun, telling stories and one thing or another. It's always good fun. So, anyway, what's this film about? It's a bit of everything. Sorry, it's a bit long, but you can always skip it. First off, I show you, I think if I can remember how I edited it, 2 lookalike trains. Then I go into a Class 66, which I've really shortened the editing on it. You'll see me put a chip in it, and then it'll run him around. What it was, I short-circuited the layout with a Class 47. and this 66 took the surge and corrupted the file, so I had to send it off to Richard at Roads and Rails for a reblow, which cost money again. But I put a Hattons Lego Biff sound file into it instead of the ESU file, and boy does it make some noise now. The volume is 3-4 times louder than the ESU. Oh, it's brilliant. And it's got little functions on it that the other one didn't have. It's 50-50, you know, you can get either one, but it's definitely louder. So I'll show you that running around. Then I show you the 43 fitting the Hunt's couplings to the fag packet one. Then I show you the new train I've bought. You may have seen it on Facebook and Instagram. And there's the picture at the back. I think the train's over here somewhere. I've been running around that on test. No, it hasn't got sound on that, but it's, that's for the future, I should imagine. So, without further ado, otherwise we'll be here half an hour. I think we're here half an hour now. So if you skip forward, I don't blame you. But we had some great fun on the Sunday. Oh God, it was good. Great laugh. Me and Charlie Bishop were laughing our heads off. Oh. Okay, I'll catch you in the next one. Bye for now. Enjoy, boys and girls. At this point of the film, I just wanted to show you a couple of lookalikes. Now, 66 in front of you, a Cura scale. I've just made one of these as 66001. Well, this is the old Lima stroke Hornby setup. Now, what it is, the train itself, I can't remember which body I had on it. It was a DB Shank in it. But I went to a toy fair and there was an old Lima in the toy fair, so I thought, I don't want the chassis, I just want the body. But I had to buy that anyway. Didn't cost a lot. I don't think it run too well, if I remember. So what I did was rip the guts out of it and use it as a drag train. But I swapped the body off the DB for this, and so that's an Acura scale lookalike. And then the other lookalike was the 56, which is Cavalex has just come out with, and this is a Hornby version. And if I zoom in on the number, it's 56108. And it's a good loco. It's all-wheel drive, good puller. Everything works on it. There's a few tatty ends, you know, bits have dropped off as they do. They do on anything, but that's another lookalike. So I haven't got to rush out and go and buy Cavalex or the Acura Scales 66001. I've already got one. And I got a few spare chassis I could throw the body onto if necessary. Well, I just thought I'd show you that out of interest. And now moving on to my new acquisition. Okay guys, back in a sec. Right, after them two lookalikes, I have now got a Hattons original. Okay, this is the Class 66 Hattons original. And I spent a small fortune putting sound into it because I didn't have sound at the time. But if you remember, before Hattons disbanded, they were selling these at I think it was 120 quid, 125 quid. And I couldn't resist it. I had to buy it because you got all this detail on the end, and virtually you had everything you needed bar sound. So anyway, I bought sound chip, and it run great. And it was the ESU Class 66 sound file. Now, you've seen it in past films, and I've done quite a few films with it, with this, all the sounds and running round and thrashes and one thing and another. lo and behold, I had a short circuit on the layout. Basically, I moved that loco there and it wasn't on the track properly. So when it got to the points there, it short circuit. Well, that surge of the short circuit from that loco damaged the chip in this. It corrupted the file. So I had two choices really. And no, I tried all sorts. I did CV8s and tried to reboot it and everything. No go. What was happening, the train would drive forwards and backwards, lights, all that, but the sound, every time you pushed an F number for a particular function, it played two functions together, which wasn't good. So the plan is, I took the chip out originally and sent it back to Richard at Roads and Rails. What I've done, I've had it reblown, and he's put it into Lego Biff sound file for me. Yes, it cost me more money again, but it's one of them, innit? It's a damn good loco, that's the problem. I didn't want to chuck that one in the bin. So what we're going to do now is we're going to throw a chip into this, okay? Now the speaker's already in it from the previous one, and it's as simple as that, okay? So there's no blanking pay, I just took the chip out. So we've got the chip back from being repaired, reblown. It's $29.99, I think, it's to reblow the chip. So it's not too bad. What I need to do now is plug this speaker in, which is here somewhere. Well, I can find there it is. There we go. Speaker's plugged in. I need to plug this in now. Make sure it's the right way round, yeah? There's a blank end on that side, there's the blank on that side. So just line them up. Looks square to me. Push down, chips in. That's all you need to do. Nothing fancy. So what I'll do now is stick it on, well, I can put this back on for a start. I know these don't come off as easy as this because, yes, I've damaged this in the past. It had little hooks, didn't it? White grab handles. There we go. Job's done. Body's back on. So what I'll do now is put it on the programming track and I'll come back to you, okay? And at the moment I've just taken the 56 off. And I'll go and grab the trucks off this. Just move it a little bit to attach. Direction. seems to be running fine. So we'll run that for half an hour. Right guys, remember the Great Western coaches, Mark IIs, and you can see this gap, and I've also got Hunt's couplings on it, which are the wrong ones. Now I've got the right ones, and obviously that one won't fit in there because it's a different type, but what I've got to do now is change this coach here, change that coach there to the right couplings, and we'll see what the gap is. Back in a sec. Right, I have now fitted the new couplings and the gap has reduced by half. You won't get any closer than that, but you don't want it any closer than that, because as you turn on curves and points, the two doors will rub against each other. That is as close as you're going to get it. But when you look at that gap, there's a big difference in there. From that gap down to that gap. Okay? And I think that's far acceptable, far more acceptable there. Okay? So just finish off the rest of the coaches. Yes, it's very fiddly to do, okay? Because there's holes, that's pan back. This is the type, and on here, this plate has to come off. It's a little clip plate, and then this pops out, okay? It's very fiddly. Right, the ones I've just taken off is them, and this is the mounting holes for the little clips in the coaches. On the power car and dummy car, it's a different fitting again, it's the old prong type. But these are the new ones in my left hand, and this is the old one in my right hand. And if I put them there, see the gap difference? The different lengths, okay, completely different lengths, see? So if you get the right ones, which is the Hornby coupling Mark II, when I get the card, yeah, for this particular one, it's the Mark II, okay, close coupling Mark II, and it's this type of mounting. Okay, and you can see the length difference between the old ones I had in and these are the new ones, so they're closer again, aren't they? So if I show you on the train, get the camera level, there we go. Now you're not going to get any closer than that. If I get any closer, I need the prong type to go in there, which is the ultra close. That's the other way, but this is the difference of the gaps, okay? It's reduced considerably when you think about it. All right, and there we go. All we've got to do now is go around and test it, because these mountings are fixed to the bogie. It's not in a kinematic type of connection. So let me put the train on. Right, put it all together. Just test it going through the points and see what the gaps are like. We know that one's okay. It's the coaches we want to see. Yep, it doesn't make a lot of difference, does it? They stay about right. Let me check the curve. Let's have a look here now. Follow that one there. think I need to get a bit closer. Let's just check. This is third radius, by the way. So let's have a look at that gap there. Pretty well close. See how close that is there. Now, if you went on second radius, see, you may even get buffer clash. You may or may not. It's hard to say on that. But that's the gap on the curve on a third radius. So let's have a look close there. Yeah, it's close like, isn't it? It's not far off touching, is it? So let me speed step 2 again. Was that 3 or 4? I don't know. So I think that's perfect. The gaps are perfect, and I'm not going to get any issues on that. Okay. Well, I think that's highly acceptable, them coaches now. Gaps on them coaches. You're not going to get any closer, otherwise you're going to get issues on corners. So So while the 66 is running around, I'll show you the next thing I bought. This is brand spanking new, this. Okay? And yes, it's the, what is it? The collectors, the Bachmann collectors set. I'll get the box out and I'll show you. Just give me a sec. There you go. That's the Bachmann set I got. Okay? Now, there's one special thing about this. It's never been opened or used. Okay? Now, if you go on eBay and type in the 558 collection outfit, 535. Okay? What did I pay? So much for collectors. That's all I can say. And if you don't use them, what's the point of collecting them? To be honest, unless you put it in a glass cabinet, it's a complete waste to me. So while that's coming round, I'll zoom in on that. Okay, there you go. So that's the loco, no sound, loco only. So when you think what's in the collector's box, I still paid slightly over what you can buy them 37s for at the time. Okay, and point in question is them two 37s inside that shed. I paid £50 each, brand spanking new from Hattons, 6 years ago. And when you think about it, this is on the similar time. So what I did is I put the jet up there, and I've done the picture and the name plates there, the builder's plates you get, comes with the kit. Okay, to me, I'm getting use out of it. And the other jet, you get two jets, and there's the other one there. Okay, and to me that works fantastically with that back scene. You may have seen some photos on Facebook and what's the other one, Instagram. Can never remember. And just to prove to you that it works, have I got it plugged in? No, I haven't. 558. There she goes. Now Now I'm hoping to do a film with this, because I think it's a good candidate for one of my musical films. I think I've got the music, but it's doing the filming. But there you go. Okay. So that's that. I think we're now up to speed with what I've got. As well as got me 66 running. Where is it? There we are. Chuffed I've got this now. Well chuffed. And if I get fed up with that, I can always put it in the other one. The other Hattons 66, the C-Max one. Well, there you go. Job done. But I couldn't believe it. I had to get this from my local model shop, Rutland Models. You've got to go in here on a regular basis, otherwise you miss the little bargains he has. But it's a beautiful loco. I've put the detailing packs on both ends and what have you, and Hunt's coupling magnet, and we're up and away. So I think that's it for now. Yeah. Okay, guys. See what else I can come up with. Bye for now.